while we've been forging new trade deals, we've also been standing up to unfair trade practices where we've encountered them around the world, and that most especially applies to the relationship and the challenges that we've faced in our economic trading relationship with China. For too long, China has pursued policies that are inconsistent with free and fair trade, and we all know it. As President Trump said, for years the United States faced, in his words, tremendous tariffs in trading relations with China. In fact, in 2017 alone, Beijing's trade abuses contributed to a $375 billion trade deficit between the United States and China. But as President Trump made clear, those days are over. You know, I'll never forget one of the early meetings in the first year of our administration with Chinese officials that came to the Oval Office in the White House. The business leaders in the room would have loved to have been there. You know, this president has a way of negotiating the way you all do over business deals every single day. There's a friendliness about it, there's a cordialness about it, and then there's a directness about it. And I'll never forget when we sat in the Oval Office with one of the Chinese officials that had come over. The president told him, you know, things have to change, that $400 billion trade deficits was no longer acceptable. Business as usual had to change. But he started it out by saying, look, he looked at them and said, look, you all have done your thing. And he said, that's the past. This is now the future. He said, I'm not looking backwards, I'm looking forwards. But he did look at this Chinese official, I got to tell you, and he said, he looked at him, he referred to a trade barrier, Governor, that had been erected sometime in the early part of the last decade. And the president looked at him across the Oval Office, and he said, well, you all put that trade barrier up? And he said, yeah, we did. And he said, do you mind if I ask you, how'd you get away with that? And the Chinese official looked at him rather shyly and said, nobody ever called. And the president just said, well, there you have it. Well, I'm here to tell you, men and women of the National Association of Manufacturing, those days are over. This president is picking up the phone. He is traveling the world. He is fighting for trade deals that are free and fair and reciprocal. And we're going to have trade that wins for America and wins for American manufacturers. Now, 2 weeks ago, I'm pleased to report a delegation of Chinese officials came to Washington, D.C. to continue our ongoing negotiations. As the president reported there, that we made substantial progress, most especially on structural issues, things like intellectual property and forced technology transfers, all the kinds of things that have beset American manufacturers seeking to do business in that part of the world. The president said, and we all recognize that for the first time, America's put ourselves in a position of strength, having imposed tariffs of some $250 billion. And I can assure you that negotiations are going to continue. The president's actually announced that he's making plans to meet with President Xi in the near future to resolve outstanding issues. In fact, we're so encouraged that because these discussions have been so productive, the president decided to delay an increase in American tariffs that had been scheduled for just a few days ago. But I want to promise each and every one of you in this room, President Trump and our administration will continue to stand strong until we establish trade between the United States and China that is free and fair and reciprocal. I've said before, I'll say it again. It was freedom, not socialism, that gave us the most prosperous economy in the history of the world. It was freedom, not socialism, that ended slavery, won 2 world wars, and stands today as a beacon of hope for all the world. It was freedom, not socialism, that is moving us beyond the prejudices of the past to create a more perfect union and extend the blessings of liberty to every American. It was freedom, not socialism. It gave us the highest quality of life, the cleanest environment on earth, and improved the health and well-being of millions around the world. The truth is, Margaret Thatcher had it right. The trouble with socialism is you eventually run out of other people's money. The truth is, we want to make poor people richer, they want to make rich people poorer. We want to make poverty more rare, they want to make poverty more comfortable. I mean, that really is the choice that we face today. for all the progress that we have made over the last 2 years, as we look at the days ahead, and I look at this gathering of extraordinary business leaders and job creators from all across the country, I hope you'll see that choice before us as well. It is a debate between freedom and socialism, a debate between personal responsibility and government dependence. The President said it well in his State of the Union address. In his words, America was founded on liberty and independence, not on government coercion, domination, and control. And so I say, the moment America becomes a socialist country is the moment America ceases to be America. So I say to all of the leaders gathered here today, for the sake of our economy and our jobs, for the sake of all the hard-working people that are living the American dream, working at great companies like yours or aspiring to work with you and work in your enterprises, for all of those that have a dream and want to live it out, and for the sake of our freedom, let's say no to socialism. Let's say yes to freedom and prosperity and the pro-growth agenda that we know will make America strong.